I have a question, Uchako-chan, said a girl that was in her class. She watched the girl do nothing but look at her food. Yes? She quickly looked up to the girl to see that it was Tsuyu that asked her that. Are you all right? You've been staring at your food for so long now. Deku spoke. Oh, well, last night my mom had mailed me something. The others looked at her confused. What was it? Tsuyu asked. Uchako reached into her uniform pocket and pulled out a picture. It was her and a bunny she had found the year before UA had started for her. It was a weird bunny, but it stuck to her like a little lost duck. Years ago, a little girl ran through the forest, away from the prying eyes of kids and everyone else, playing with the bugs, weeds, and flowers, until she made it to a little flower field with a bunny in the middle. Though it was a little weird. It just slept. A flower rested on the side of its head. She carefully walked a little into the field and knelt down, watching as it slept, until its eyes looked up at her. It blinked, and then another one came out of nowhere and grunted at her, making her fall onto the flowers. Then, watching it as they suddenly seemed to talk to each other, making noises that she couldn't understand, until the nicer one hopped over and landed on her chest, then purred. She looked shocked, confused as to what happened. The other one then came over and thumped. She was getting more confused the more these two seemingly talked to each other. What do you want? Why are you so mad? She asked the little bunny, but now seeing that the one was on her lap was now awake, jumped up onto her chest, making her fall back once again. The bunny moved closer to her face, licking her nose, and then rubbing it, then lying down. Where have you two gone to? She heard a voice. She looked to see a woman. She was wearing a dress, one that seemed to be out of the fairy tales her mother would tell her. There you are, she spoke. Wait, where are the bunnies? She looked. The woman was knelt down in front of them. Did she see me? She wondered. They began to make noises to the girl, as if she could understand them. A girl? She looked up at me. She stood and walked over to me. And what may be your name? She asked, wondering as to why she was asking that. Uchaka? She spoke. Well, I spoke, sorry. What a nice name, she smiled. The bunnies sat by her side. Who are they? She pointed to the bunnies. Oh, you're not from here, are you? She gasped, giggling and smiling at the little girl, gesturing to both of them as she spoke. He is named Vailun, and she is named Ruha. Uchako just watched the girl, and they are my trusted friends. She smiled, the two hopping over. Viola, be nice for once. Seeing that he only went because of Ruha, Uchako held Ruha closer in her body, feeling that they were cold. Where are we? She asked. The land of the dead, she spoke. Wait, am I dead? She looked to the woman. The girl then snapped her fingers, and poof, a list just in front of her. She giggled. You don't have to worry, child. You have a long life ahead of you. She nodded, and the list seemingly disappeared. But let's get you home. She then looked to the male bunny. Go on, Vailun. The bunny grunted, and then stood to press his nose onto hers. She blinked, and the woman was gone. Just the two bunnies that watched her from her lap. The two looked at each other. Vailun gruffed and placed his nose on hers again, before the two were off yet again. After that, she came back to that same spot over and over again, no matter how or what the temperature was. But this time, she carried around a camera her father owned, waiting every day after school for the bunnies. But they never came back. And when she lost all hope, a new bunny came. It was quite smaller than the two others. It slowly came up to her, then laid its head on her lap. She quickly took a picture of her petting it. After the bunny looked up and stood, placing its nose onto hers, like the others did oh so long ago. She smiled as she looked at the picture, and then her friends, realizing why and who the bunny symbolized.